Nisboere word met trots geborg deur Laveld Agrochem en JAC Motors. Sy is Suid-Afrika se Dragon Fruit Lady. Jackie Riddle, stigter van Dragon's Den Exotics, is 'n pionier in drake vrugteverbouing. Van 4500 plante in 2010 tot 'n bloeiende industrie vandag, verander sy die toekoms van hierdie eksotiese supervrug.
When we bought the farm, it was never intended to actually farm. It was more going to be a retirement place. But it had 4 hectares of naartjies, and they were looking really old, and we ended up pulling them out, and I was looking at this bare space and just felt I had to plant something there. And I've always been very much of a plant lover, and when my husband went to Singapore, I was hoping he would be able to bring some seeds back for me of something unique. And it started me on a journey to look and see what the Asian countries had as fruit and so on. And I came across dragon fruit. And instead of wanting him to bring back a plant or a fruit or a seed, I fell in love with the exoticness of this magnificent fruit, and looking at what its requirements were and the fact that it was grown primarily in the northern hemisphere, I felt that it was definitely an option, given my small amount of ground that I would be able to cultivate on, that it would be ideal niche product for this farm. And here we are. I imported 7 varieties from Australia back in 2009, and something happened. I don't to this day know. They are adamant they supplied me just 7 varieties. But after 5 years, when we started picking the fruit and analyzing the inside of the flesh, we had a lot more than 7 varieties. They said they only provided us with 7, so I don't know. We ended up with 22 varieties. And that then started me on a journey to get more varieties and look more into it. And so I've been collecting them from all around the world, and we've just planted a research block, which I'm wanting to do to see which varieties are the most tasty, most self-pollinating, ones that produce the most fruit for South African climates. So I'm sitting at about 450 different varieties at the moment, and hoping that they would have all fruited by next year, so we'd be able to get some proper testing done. Everything regarding dragon fruit is different. It is a forest plant that we are growing in the sun. It is a cactus that requires water. It's a plant that needs to be supported. It's a plant that only is going to give you fruit when it hangs upside down. It's a fruit that's epiphyte. It flowers at night, it doesn't flower in the day. There's lots and lots of challenges. But for me personally, I love the challenge. For me, that's what makes it exciting. So dragon fruit is a plant that does not want to go from a cold environment to a slightly warm environment and then back to a cold environment. It attracts moisture, so it gets tiny little bit of moisture drops on the fruit, and if you put it back into a fridge, it rots. So if you, for instance, pick and we put it into a fridge here, even if it is 15 degrees, and we put it into a non-refrigerated truck and transport it at, let's say, 20 degrees, and then back into fridges in the other side, within 10 days, it's starting to get rotten marks on the skin. So we pick, we pack at room temperature, and we process and put it in the trucks, and it goes straight off to the retailers, even if it's on a daily basis. That way we can avoid that condensation problem on the fruit. So we supply local and supermarkets across the Eastern Cape and into the Western Cape in East London as well. Dragon fruit is not a cheap product to buy. It's considered to be on the more expensive side, but we consider the value in what you're getting from the health benefits. So we've tried to sell in loose, where a person can buy and weigh it. But we found a lot of the people prefer to put it into punnets, and we put our sticker on, and that way we know the customers know what is our product. They can be assured of having a fruit flesh, because it's difficult to see what's inside, but they'll know that when they see our Dragon's Den Exotics label that they're going to get a nice tasting fruit. I think anybody wanting to go into growing dragon fruit, they need to be sure that the area that they're going to grow is ideal. There's not much you can do about your climate. And you can amend it to some extent with shade cloth and stuff. It's going to cost you a lot more money, and then it's going to add other things. I think they need to learn, and they need to get advice, and they need knowledge. Having grown it now for 12, 13 years, it's been, for me, it's easy to grow it. I don't have to spend too much time at this stage now. I've pretty much got the knowledge under my belt. So the area that I'm starting to sort of focus more on now, other than the research of the new varieties, is value added. And that's really an exciting, we've dried it, I freeze dried it. I forgot the fruit in the dryer one night, and it went in an extra 12 hours, and it ended up like crisps. And they are absolutely delicious. So that's very exciting. I then decided to send the leaf off for leaf analysis. The leaf has got a lot of mucilage in it. I sent it off to CSR and had them analysed. And they've got really some magic bullets in for perhaps cosmetics one day. I'm just looking for somebody with lots of money that can invest in this prospect, but I think it has a huge opportunity to perhaps go up against aloe vera. So lots of very exciting things to come.
Jackie Riddle se passie het gehelp om drakenvrugte in Suid-Afrika op die kaart te plaas. Terwyl sy aanhou groei en inspireer, lyk die toekoms van die industrie blink. Nisboere word met trots geborg deur Laveld Agrochem en JAC Motors.